Have you ever looked back on a specific moment in your life, a breakup, a failure, a wasted year, and thought, if I had known then what I know now, I would be a different man today? We all have that graveyard of regrets. But there is a specific type of silence that haunts a man. It's not the silence of peace. It's the silence of an empty house after she's gone. It's the silence of a bank account that doesn't reflect your hard work. It's the silence of looking in the mirror and seeing a stranger staring back at you. Why do so many women today say they don't need a man? We hear it everywhere. I'm independent. I pay my own bills. And it triggers something in men. We get defensive. But let's flip the script for a second. If a man has a solid circle of brothers, he has his finances in order, he has his purpose, and he has his domestic life handled, why does he need a woman? See, the question isn't about need. It's about value. And most men, good men, are walking through life blind. They don't learn the harsh lessons of intersexual dynamics and self-respect until the divorce papers are signed. Until the betrayal happens. Until the noise stops and the heavy reality sets in. Welcome to the Aphorism Archive. I didn't write this script to hurt your feelings. I wrote this to wake you up. Because if someone had grabbed me by the shoulders 10 years ago and whispered these 7 truths into my ear, I would have saved years of my life. I would have saved a fortune and money. And I would have never let fake people take a seat at my table. You are here. You are listening. That means it's not too late for you. I am going to give you the raw, unfiltered lessons that will shift your entire trajectory. These aren't cute quotes for your social media bio. These are warnings carved from real scars. But before we descend into the deep water, I have a tool for you. If you are tired of guessing, tired of the games, I've compiled the Magnetic Attraction Blueprint. It reveals the psychological triggers that make high-value women respect and desire you, without you having to fake it. It's free. The link is in the description. Grab it after this video. Now, let's begin. Truth number 1. Chasing women will never fill the void inside you. In fact, it will only make it wider. Let's get the hardest pill swallowed first. Most men spend their prime years, their 20s and early 30s, operating as hunters. You see a target, you pursue. You think if you just get the girl, if you just get the date, if you just get the yes, you will feel complete. You spend your energy texting this girl, DMing that girl, swiping right until your thumb goes numb. You are constantly splitting your focus. And a man with split focus is a man with no power. Listen to me carefully, you will never be able to conquer your internal world if you are constantly begging for validation from the external world. When you chase, you are signaling, to her, to the world, and to your own subconscious, that you are lacking. You are telling the universe, I am not enough, so I need this person to complete me. It feels good in the moment, doesn't it? The thrill of the chase. The dopamine hit when she replies. The validation. It hits your brain like a drug. But like any drug, the crash is inevitable. When the high wears off, you are back to being you. And if you hated being alone with yourself before, you'll hate it even more now. There comes a time in every man's life when he must realize the golden rule of attraction. You do not attract what you chase. You attract what you are. You spend money on clothes, on leased cars, on dinners you can't afford, trying to be charming. But deep down, it reeks of desperation. It is rooted in fear. And women? They have a sixth sense for fear. They can smell the neediness on you like cheap cologne. Women respect men who respect themselves. They are drawn to the man who doesn't need them. This isn't arrogance. It isn't being a jerk. It is a quiet, stoic self-assurance that says, I will be fine with you, and I will be fine without you. When you make a woman your mission, you lose the plot of your own movie. You become a supporting character in her life instead of the protagonist of yours. The man who spends his life chasing is never still, never grounded, and never full. He lives in reaction mode. So, stop running. Build something so powerful that she runs out of reasons to leave. Or, build a life so interesting that you don't even notice if she does. This is the gut punch most men don't get until they've lost their money and their peace of mind. Stop chasing people. Start chasing purpose. Because when you build a life rich in meaning, love becomes a byproduct, not the goal. And once you taste that freedom, you never go back. Truth number 2, not everyone deserves access to you. This one stings because we are raised to be nice. We are taught that being a good man means being available. You open the door for everyone, friends from high school who haven't grown up, family members who guilt trip you, women who use you for free dinners. You think being selfless makes you noble. But here is the brutal reality, not everyone deserves access to your energy. Some people are energy vampires. They come into your life not to add to it, but to feed on it. They don't want you. They want your time. They want your resources. They want your ear to complain into. And once they have sucked you dry, they move on to the next host. Have you ever noticed how some people only call when their life is falling apart? Or how that one woman only reaches out when the bad boy she's actually interested in stops texting her? That is not a coincidence. That is a design. You became too accessible, and people treated you like a free sample. You don't need to be cruel. You don't need to be bitter. You just need boundaries. There is immense power in being unavailable. There is strength in saying no. There is dignity in walking away from drama that you used to run toward. Most men don't learn this until they've wasted years trying to prove their worth to people who never had the capacity to value them. Here's where stoicism becomes your superpower. When you master the ability to be calm, composed, and selective, the world shifts. You stop chasing validation and you start commanding respect. It's not about ego, it's about self-preservation. If someone makes your mind heavy, your soul tired, or your peace unstable, you remove them. You revoke their access. You are not being mean. You are being wise. Energy is currency. If you spend it on people who don't see your value, you go bankrupt. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. You are not a rescue boat for the world. You are a lighthouse. You stand firm. You shine. You do not chase the ships. Truth number 3, the world doesn't owe you a damn thing. This is the harshest lesson, but also the most liberating. No one is coming to save you. And more importantly, no one owes you anything. You could be the kindest man alive. You could be loyal, hardworking, honest, and follow all the rules. And you can still get passed over for the promotion. You can still get ghosted. You can still be betrayed. That doesn't mean the world is broken. It means the world is indifferent. Most men suffer from what psychologists call covert contracts. You sign a contract in your head that says, if I am a nice guy to her, she owes me love. Or, if I work hard, the boss owes me recognition. But life didn't sign that contract. Life doesn't hand out rewards based on effort alone, it rewards outcomes. Most men waste precious years waiting. Waiting for permission. Waiting for a woman to see their worth. Waiting for life to feel fair. But life isn't fair. The sooner you accept that, the faster you stop acting like a victim and start moving like a warrior. Once you accept that the world owes you nothing, you stop waiting. You take radical responsibility. The man who believes life should be fair is always bitter. He is the guy in the comments section complaining that nice guys finish last. The man who understands that nothing is promised. He becomes dangerous. He becomes focused. Stoicism teaches us that we are not in control of outcomes, only our actions. And guess what? That is enough. When you drop the entitlement, you become unstoppable. You stop measuring your life by what happens to you, and you start measuring it by how you respond. She didn't text back? Cool. You stay grounded. They didn't pick you for the job? Fine. You build your own business. You let go of the idea that life owes you comfort. It doesn't. But it gives you the power to choose how you show up. And that is where real power lies. Truth number 4, peace is infinitely more valuable than attention. When you are young, attention feels like oxygen. You crave the likes. You crave the flirty texts. You want to be seen, desired, wanted. It makes you feel alive. It soothes the ego. But here's the truth most men don't realize until the damage is done: attention is cheap. Peace is priceless. The wrong kind of attention can cost you your sanity. Think about that woman who plays hot and cold. She gives you attention, yes. But it is toxic. It keeps you anxious. It keeps you checking your phone every 3 minutes. Think about the friend who hypes you up only when you are buying the drinks. When you confuse attention with self-worth, you start chasing the wrong things. You sacrifice your peace to keep their eyes on you. But let me ask you, what is the point of being admired if you can't sleep at night? What is the point of having a full DM inbox if your soul is empty? There is something sacred about walking into your space and feeling calm. No chaos. No drama. No mind games. Just clarity. Most men don't chase peace because they have never tasted it. They think grinding nonstop and dealing with toxic relationships is just part of the game. It's not. That is survival. You are meant for more than survival. You don't need 100 people clapping for you. You need a handful of people who would bleed for you, and your own voice in your head saying, "I am proud of the man I am." The man who protects his peace becomes magnetic. Not because he is loud, but because he is still. In a world of noise, silence is deafening. When you master that, you don't have to chase attention. It follows you naturally. Truth number 5, holding back your truth will always backfire. There is a moment every man faces. You want to say something real. You disagree with her. You feel disrespected by him. You know something is wrong. But you don't say it. You hold back. You swallow your words. You smile when you should have spoken up. You think you are keeping the peace. You think you are being the bigger man. But you aren't. You are planting seeds of resentment. The problem with silence is that it builds pressure. Maybe you didn't tell her how much it bothered you when she flirted with that other guy. Maybe you didn't tell your boss that his demands were unreasonable. Stoicism is not about being a doormat. It is not about emotional suppression. It is about emotional mastery. And true mastery begins with honesty. Your voice is not just for speaking, it is for setting standards. It is for drawing lines in the sand. This is what I allow, and this is what I will not tolerate. The longer you wait to speak your truth, the harder it gets. And eventually, you either explode in rage, making you look unstable, or you collapse inward, leading to depression. Either way, you lose. Speak up. Not to hurt others, but to honor yourself. Because here's the secret, the right people will respect your honesty. The wrong people will be offended by it. And that is the best filter you could ask for. If your truth pushes someone away, they were never standing on solid ground with you to begin with. Real power is looking someone in the eye and saying what needs to be said, regardless of the consequences. That is freedom. Truth number 6, no one can save you but you. This is the final bitter truth that hits men like a truck in their midlife. We grow up watching movies where the hero gets help at the last second. We think a mentor will appear. We think a woman will love us enough to fix our broken parts. But if you want to be a man of value, you must accept this. No woman, no friend, no therapist, no guru is coming to fix your life. They can support you. They can guide you. But the heavy lifting? That is yours alone. You cannot outsource the work. You cannot delegate your inner healing. You cannot expect someone to love you out of your own self-hate. Once that sinks in, once you stop looking over your shoulder for a savior, you become dangerous. You stop making excuses. You stop blaming your parents, your ex-girlfriend, the economy, or the government. You take extreme ownership. That is stoicism. It is not just calmness, it is command. The captain of the ship does not blame the wind, he adjusts the sails. The man who saves himself doesn't become bitter, he becomes resilient. He knows what it means to rise without applause. He knows what it means to grow without help. And he knows what it means to thrive without permission. You are both the problem and the solution. And that is not a curse, my friend. That is your ultimate freedom. Truth number 7, the woman you want is a mirror, not a savior. Let's talk about the woman. The one you put on a pedestal. The one you think is the one. You think getting her will fix the emptiness. You think if you could just win her, the doubts would vanish. The loneliness would go quiet. But here's the metaphysical truth. She cannot give you what you have not built yourself. The woman you want is a mirror. She reflects where you are in life. If you are broken, you will attract healers who want to fix you, or predators who want to break you further. If you are chaotic, you will attract drama. If you are whole, you will attract wholeness. Here's what most men do wrong. They make the woman the prize. They revolve their confidence around her reaction. They beg for her energy. But a high-value woman, the kind you actually want to build a life with, is repulsed by neediness. She is not impressed by your bravado or your money if she senses the fear behind it. She isn't being cold. You just aren't ready. That doesn't make you worthless, it makes you accountable. It means there is work to do. Not for her, but for you. You want her to admire you? Be admirable. You want her to chase you? Stop chasing validation. You want her to respect you? Start by respecting yourself when no one is watching. The love you are looking for isn't outside of you. It is what you build by becoming the man who doesn't need to be chosen, because he has already chosen himself. When you finally become that man, you will stop wondering if she likes you, and you will start wondering if she is worthy of standing beside you. Because you will know that the woman isn't the destination. You are. If even one of these lessons hit you where it hurts, good. That means you are alive. That means the nerve endings aren't dead yet. It means you still have time to change. But do not just watch this video and scroll to the next dopamine hit. Do not just consume this as entertainment. If you are done letting life pass you by, if you are done chasing and ready to start building, I want you to drop one word in the comments. Write the word enough. Let the world know you are drawing a line in the sand. You are choosing purpose over pain, growth over games. And if you felt this video in your gut, hit subscribe. This is your corner of the internet where we stop pretending, we stop apologizing for our masculinity, and we start rising. Don't forget to grab the magnetic attraction blueprint in the description below. Stop guessing, start knowing. You are not alone, brother. Let's keep building.